New patch notes have just dropped and it's bye bye Battlemage. Let's take a look. Patch notes have just dropped for Diablo Immortal with some upcoming changes, so let's delve in. Rise to the top in Bout of Realms. Word of a challenge sweeps across Sanctuary, catching the ear of every glory-seeking warrior and outlaw alike. This newest content update brings you the Bout of Realms 8 vs 8 tournament, new legendary affixes, and more events to carve through in Gambler's Toil. As with previous content updates, there will be a server maintenance, and this will start between August 12th and August 13th, obviously depending on which server and region you are in. As this article is an early look at the next content update, information conveyed in this article may be subject to adjustment. So, as always, there may be a few things that get tweaked from this update. So, taking a look at the codex, we've got Join the Bout of Realms, new legendary affixes, Roll the Die in Gambler's Toil, balance changes, feature updates, and bug fixes. Let's delve in. So, first up, join the Bout of Realms. The bravest fighters of Sanctuary gather in one unified purpose to determine who among them can crown themselves champion. The Bout of Realms is a multi-stage Tower War PvP competition that pits teams of 8 against other teams across servers within their home region. The winners of each region will earn themselves the eternal glory of being crowned the ultimate victor of the Bout of Realms, as well as earning illustrious cosmetic rewards, legendary crests, a slew of legendary crests, and more. So let's have a look if there's more information on the rewards. So this is from August 13th to August 17th. Register for Bout of Realms by forming a party of up to 8 players. Party members can be swapped at any time with the registration period. Once registration has ended on August 17th, parties are locked and cannot be changed. Choose your teammates wisely, for they will be your key to success. So obviously ensure that all your teammates are able to actually play on August 17th when this goes live, because there's going to be nothing worse than organising a team and having players that are missing when you actually need them for the battle. From August 18th to August 22nd, each team will participate in a total of 15 matches for preliminaries. These will take place each day local server time at 9 p.m, 9:30 p.m, and 10 p.m. This is 5 days of 3 back-to-back battles, so be prepared before you commit yourself to a team. Your party will be counting on you. Preliminary matches grant 3 points for a win, 1 point for a loss, 0 points for a forfeit. Ties are decided by the number of kills made during the matches. Participating in the preliminaries earns you a legendary item, gold, scrap, and dust. Once preliminaries have concluded, the top scoring teams will advance. Up to 64 teams will move forward to the finals depending on server size. The finals commence from August 25th to August 29th, where 64 teams across servers compete for the top 4 spots in the best 3 elimination match each night at 9 p.m. local server time. The winners advance to the next night, while the losers will be eliminated. After determining the winners of the final 2 teams, the winners will progress to the championship match, while the runner-ups will compete in the third place match. The third place match takes place on August 30th at 9 p.m. local server time. The teams fighting for the third place finish will battle it out in a best of 5 format to determine the winner. The championship match, the final showdown, takes place on August 31st at 9 p.m. local server time. The top 2 teams will battle it out in a best of 5 format against their designated opponents. The winning team in the championship match will be crowned the champion, while the losing team will be runner-up. Having a look here at the rewards, besides the fame, glory, and notoriety of winning the Bout of Realms, winning teams will walk away with a number of rewards, some of which are rare and invaluable cosmetics, and some of which aid you further in your quests and adventures in Sanctuary. Note, items with durations noted on them are ephemeral treasures and will expire after the set duration. First place, Lord of the Wild Avatar Frame, Immortal King title for 90 days, Permanent Cloak, Champion's Fire Kill Streak 30 days, Aura Effects 30 days, Additional Cloak 90 days, and 180 Legendary Crests. How insane is that, 180 crests? Second place, Flame of the Wild's Avatar Frame, Immortal Lord title 90 days, Permanent Cloak, Champion's Fire Kill Streak 30 days, Aura Effects 30 days, Additional Cloak 90 days, 90 Legendary Crests. Third place, Flame of the Wind's Avatar Frame, Immortal Commander title, 90 days, Permanent Cloak, Champion's Fire Kill Streak, 30 days and 60 Legendary Crests. Fourth place, Flame of the Wild's Avatar Frame, Immortal Warlord title for 90 days, Champion Fire Kill Streak for 30 days, 45 Legendary Crests. And the top 5 to 32 teams, Flame of the Wild's Avatar Frame, Champion Fire Kill Streak, 30 days, 30 legendary crests. Top 33 to 64 teams, Flame of the Wild's Avatar Frame, Champion's Fire Kill Streak, and 15 legendary crests. Rewards per match, 800,000 experience, 10,000 gold, 100 reinforced scrap material, 1 set item, and 1 legendary item. Winning a match during the preliminaries awards additional rewards, 1 legendary item, 100 reinforced scrap, and 10,000 gold. So if you are a whale and you have whale friends, this is going to be an event for you, and a chance of earning even more legendary gems. So yeah, it's an interesting one. I do think that this is another one that is more for the whales. I'm guessing this is going to be resonance based, or that resonance is going to be a big part in this. So yeah, I'm sure that we'll see a lot of our server whales fighting against each other for these prizes. And 180 legendary crests is literally insane. I've never seen anything like that in Diablo Immortal before as a prize. So good luck if you're going to take part in this. Let me know in the comments. So next up we have new legendary affixes. Now it does say here that it's Inferno 6 and higher. I believe that these drop from Inferno 8 because these are going to be Inferno 8 essences. I'm going to swap or skip straight to Wizard, and then I'll look at these in a little bit more detail in a separate video for those that want to hear all of the essences. So let's find Wizard here. So we've got Binding Forces Pants. Meteor now empowers you, during which you can call huge meteors to fall at a target location. Gravity Well Shoulders. Meteor also pulls in nearby enemies at the location it deals damage. Be interesting to see what meteor essences that actually works with. The Gree Luck Offhand. Ice Armor now grants you invisibility, only revealing you if an enemy gets close. What is the point in being invisible if it's going to reveal you when an enemy is close by? Whatever. Ossified Chromoterra. Terra? Yeah, I think so. Ossified Chromoterra. I'm guessing that's how you say it. Slow time also increases your skill damage for a limited duration. Owl's Patient's Helm. Slow time now unleashes a burst of temporal energy at a target location, damaging enemies, reducing their movement speed, and disabling their dash skills. You deal increased damage to these affected enemies. And Wallet's Corset Chest. Ice Armor also increases skill damage. Now we've got Roll the Die in Gambler's Toil. So let's take a look at this. Let's just make a comment on these wizard essences. I'm not that excited for any of these. Obviously, it looks like they're trying to make us use Meteor more in the builds. There are some decent Meteor essences already. They just don't deal as much damage as other essences. And I do feel that Wizard for a range class, some of the range absolutely sucks on some of the Wizard skills compared to other range classes. That's my 2 cents on these. I'm not feeling overly hopeful or enthusiastic for any of these essences personally. I don't feel any of them are going to make a huge difference to Wizard, or be ones that I'm going to be looking at using. I will obviously test some of these out when I find the items. However, as I said, I'm not really excited for that for Wizard. Let me know if you are in the comments. But yeah, let's move back on. Roll the Die in Gambler's Toil. Only those with valour succeed in the heat of battle. Bolster your renowned legend within Sanctuary by slaying through the Gambler's Toil from July 30th to August 27th. So this obviously started already. So the last 2 weeks of Gambler's Toil await. Keep dismembering monsters to carve through the final events and claim your rewards. So it's the same rewards as we had already. It's just continuing. We have some returning events for this. So we've got Conqueror, August 6th to August 13th. Alley of Blood, August 13th to August 20th. Wild Brawl, August 20th to August 27th. Now, just a reminder, Wild Brawl now, it did have a recent change. So for this Wild Brawl, I do believe that all legendary gems will be active. So if you normally join Wild Brawl and your legendary gems are inactive, that should now have changed. I will try and test this out for you to save other people doing that. So the following rewards are available in this event: 2 Telluric Pearls, 12 legendary items, 4 set items, 10 1-star legendary gems, 800,000 gold, 2,800 scrap, 240 enchanted dust, 28 aspirant keys, and 16 normal gems. Next up, we have some balance changes. Now, this is what I think a lot of people are waiting for, and I know that Wizard is probably going to be here because of all the people bitching about that class. So let's take a look. The balance changes below will be effective everywhere in Diablo Immortal. Barbarian, Terror, Unburdened, Demoralize. The beneficial effects provided by Demoralize will now be disabled when the uncontrollable state is interrupted by another skill. Instead of breaking the interaction entirely, we're disabling the benefits provided by Terror Unburdened when you have control of your character. The benefits of damage reduction, immunity to knockback, and were all meant to counteract that you couldn't control your character. Considering you can control your character, these effects will be removed in this instance. Druid, Werebear and Werewolf baseline. The transformations can now trigger while under the effects of total loss of control or knockback. Now drains 4 primal power per second, down from 5. We heard the feedback that maintaining transformation time was one of the more frustrating aspects of the Druid class, so we are lowering the primal power cost to allow you to remain in forms longer. Additionally, we recognise the frustration of not being able to transform and suffering crowd control effects or your transformations being interrupted by them, so you should now be able to transform more freely. And Wizard, let's have a look at this. How harsh is this going to be? Looks like it's going to be pretty harsh from all of the bullet points here. Coat of the Astrum Lightning Nova. Lightning Nova projectiles will now disappear when the Wizard dies. That is fair enough. Lightning Nova projectiles will now prefer staying closer to the Wizard. So that means range is reduced on that, which is bullshit. Lightning Nova deals reduced damage to enemies further away from the Wizard. So basically, this is going to be useless in PvP and potentially PvE now. This is clearly intentional. I feel a little bit like a lot of people are not understanding that the reason why Wizard is OP at the moment is because not just because of this essence, because this essence has been in game for so long now, but also the new set item has been a huge problem with this. As I said, fair enough that the projectiles disappear when the Wizard dies. That's absolutely fine by me. But having a lower range on it when it's one of the only skills for Wizard that had a fairly decent range is just really disappointing. The wild arcing Lightning Nova provided by this affix was too dominant, especially given the introduction of the new Skybreaker set. There we go. That's exactly what I just said. The range of effects made it difficult for enemies to fight Wizard characters, and even if you killed them, their Lightning Nova will persist and still kill you. These changes are aimed to force Wizards into more dangerous situations to maintain pressure and keep up the high damage. We'll continue to monitor other synergies of this build after these changes have gone live. Now, all this is going to do is it's not going to force Wizards into more dangerous situations. It's going to force all the players that were wailing on Wizard to just class change, because they class changed to Wizard for this build. So this isn't really... The thing that annoys me with nerfs is that it's not affecting the actual players of those classes. It affects the people that will just play whatever class is OP. So for me, I play quite dangerously anyway as Wizard, and I die a lot in PvP, and I'm someone with 6k armor. And so, yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. I'm guessing that we're going to be forced back to playing CC support build, which we've been doing for like 2 years now as Wizard, which is just kind of crap. And yeah, I understand. As I said, I understand part of this, but I don't understand like reducing the range and damage. It seems too harsh of a nerf to reduce or change 3 aspects of this one essence. Basically it's going to be useless now. So yeah, rest in peace, Battlemage. Set Skybreaker's 2 bolt set bonus. If an enemy suffers from this effect again within the 6-second cooldown, the duration will be reduced. Again, fair enough. I mentioned already that Skybreaker's bolt is the biggest issue, in my opinion, in PvP. It does cause a lot of damage, and it does hit you quite regularly, I find, as well. So feature updates, set bonus, user interface update. So you can now see an equipment summary here of where the pieces are for your set bonuses. The equipment powers interface has been tweaked to provide a snapshot of all equipped set items abilities at a glance. If you prefer the expanded view, you can now still access it by selecting the See All button. AFK farming damage re-enable. To help discourage AFK farming, we're now introducing the acid pits that will spawn and kill players if too much time is spent away from their keyboard. That's actually quite amusing. I will love to see that. I don't do AFK farming. If I'm in game, I'm in game to actually play the game. But that's actually quite amusing to think that that's going to happen. Blood Knight transform skill remapping. We've introduced the ability to remap your secondary skills when using Blood Knight's Abomination. Previously, your secondary skills, which only became available when using the Blood Knight's transformation, were unable to be remapped to your inputs of choice. You can now remap these sub-skills through the skill book user interface, so you can now put the skills where you want them, basically. This functionality was recently released with the Druids, so it's now being retroactively applied to the Blood Knight. Familiar swap button change. We've added a button within the Familiar's user interface so that you can quickly swap a bonded familiar into the companion slot. Select a bonded familiar and click the cross swords next to the remove swap button. Next to remove to swap with the companion familiar. It's a little bit confusing the way they've worded it. Basically, the two cross swords there, you click that instead of clicking remove, and it will swap the bonded familiar with your companion familiar at the top. Loyalty bonus reset time optimization. Loyalty points will now reset and be converted into legacy loyalty points when we introduce new legendary equipment instead of when the server reaches the Paragon level for a new difficulty. So this means if you can actually farm those new legendary items and you're already on the difficulty, your new loyalty points will stay as loyalty points and they will not reset as legacy loyalty points. So it makes it easier to farm those new essences for all players. Season 14 Challenge Rifts. Challenge Rift levels are increasing from 550 to 600 and the combat rating requirements for 530 to 550 have been lowered. Additionally, the server first clear for the highest Challenge Rift level will record the top 3 players instead of only the first player to complete the Challenge Rift. So that means there'll be 3 names there for that Challenge Rift. Damage changes in Inferno 1 to 6. We're lowering the damage for the open world, hidden layers, elite crew bosses and normal dungeons for Inferno 1 to 6 by about 20%. So no specifics there on obviously numbers or anything like that, but the damage that you will get from those bosses and monsters will be lowered by 20%. And with this update we have some bug fixes, so let me know what you're most excited about. For Wizard there is nothing positive in my opinion. The new essences look pretty lame and the nerf is just really disappointing. As I said, some of it I totally understand and agree with, but nerfing 3 parts of one essence is a little bit overkill in my opinion. Let me know your thoughts on this update in the comments below and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day. Official Diablo Partner.